Hi YouTubers and what shavers everywhere, it's BarkerGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I got something new. Hang on 1 minute. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a good cup of coffee. Wow, I got this on the recommendation of viewer Ken Frederick. It's Night Owl Spanish Roast Coffee from Whole Foods. And this is the Whole Foods 365 brand. If you do any shopping there at Whole Foods, they have their own line of products under the 365 brand that is still organic and natural, but a little more affordable because the joke goes that it's not so much Whole Foods as it is whole paycheck. You can end up spending a lot of money there, but the 365 is natural, organic, etc., etc. Falls into the categories of all the other Whole Foods products, from what I understand, and is much more affordable. This 10-ounce can was $3.99, and it's very popular because when I got there, they were restocking it, and the young man putting it on the shelf said, "Yeah, boy, we saw a lot of this stuff." And this is Spanish roast, so it has a really nice, bold flavor. Really terrific. It has a nice edge to it, and it has that wonderful classic fresh coffee aroma. You can see how dark it is there. It really is a very, very good coffee. Now, if you don't have a Whole Foods in your area, you can buy this through Amazon Pantry, obviously, because Amazon owns Whole Foods. I'll have a link to it below. But yeah, this was really, really good. And I happen to see on the label right here they have different kinds of Night Owl coffees here. They have, this is of course the Spanish roast. They also have cinnamon roast, New England roast, American roast, city roast. This one's called full city roast, Vienna roast, French roast, and Italian roast. So I'm going to go back and see if I can't get some of these, because all I saw was the Spanish roast. But it is very, very good. So my thanks to Ken Frederick for pointing this out to me. This was an easy one for me to get because I have a Whole Foods in the area. So Night Owl Spanish roast, really a terrific, terrific coffee. Nice, bold coffee for the morning. And I tell you what, I needed it because it was chilly last night. It went down to 37 degrees. That's why I have the sweatshirt on this morning. So yeah, woke up to a nice chill in the air. You might hear the furnace kick on in the background because yeah, it's cool this morning. Yeah, and here I've got my John from coffee mug from Phoenix Shaving. Thanks again to Doug and Fran. I love this mug. It's a magic mug. You put the hot liquid in and it lights up. Yeah. And of course, check out that artwork. That's going to come into play in a question in this morning's Monday morning mailbag. So I got some great questions here. Let's get to them right now. Viewer Dave Hess wrote, "Do you get BBS shaves on your head with DE razors? Because I'm thinking about making a change from cartridges to DE razor for my head shaves. Too many red bumps and irritation with cartridges." Yes, I do. I get really, really close shaves with a DE razor. Now, cartridges, the Omni shaver that I've talked about, they give you a really quick head shave. Kind of a different feel. I tend to use cartridge razors that are 3 blades or less. Sometimes I'll use a 5-bladed cartridge razor depending on what I have. But for the most part, yeah, I really do like using a double-edged razor blade. Double-edged razor with a double-edged razor blade inside. Last night I had a head shave with my Merkur Futur adjustable DE razor. And I used a Vikings blade, mild razor blade in it. Also used this morning for a face shave. Last night, BBS head shave. This morning, a BBS face shave. Now, for me, the key is to use an adjustable razor like this on the mild side. My skin borders on a sensitive side, and I've just come to realize that and understand that for my head shaves, I have to go mild or go milder. I can't do a very aggressive head shave. You're going to have to kind of figure that out for yourself, whether you go with an adjustable razor or you go with a more mild razor or something a little more aggressive, depending on your skin and beard type, that sort of thing. But for me, milder is better. Now, last night's head shave, I started at level 2, actually, is what I did for the first pass. In the second pass, I dialed it down to about 1.5, and that was fine, and I got a really nice, close shave. The key, though, is with head shaves or face shaves, and I think some cartridge razor users omit this, and that is proper prep. You've got to do the proper prep. Get yourself a good shaving brush. Get yourself a good shaving soap. There's a lot of great shaving soaps out there. There's Taubach, Parasso, Cella. Artisan soap makers like Phoenix Shaving, Sterling, they make some great shaving soaps that will give you great protection, nice glide, and really improve your shave. So that's the one thing that I would really concentrate on, as well as a double-edged razor. Do that proper prep. And a pre-shave is also very good, whether you go with an oil, a pre-shave oil, or a pre-shave soap. Another important step in doing in having a good head shave. Last night I used the Cube 2.0 from Phoenix Shaving along with my shaving soap, and I got a really nice shave. Same thing again this morning. Use the Cube for pre-shave along with my shaving soap. Just really got a nice result. But proper prep. Now, the other thing that I like about the double-edged razor when I do my head shave is because of that single blade, I get that nice feedback. And yeah, I am changing the angle of approach as I'm going through my head shave and finding the contours of my scalp, my head, that sort of thing. So I like that feel, whereas a cartridge razor has the feeling of a pad. And there's not much to it. You're pressing, you're pulling, that sort of thing. But yeah, I like the feedback I get with this. As long as I keep it to the milder end, I'm fine. There are times when I have taken an adjustable razor like this and dialed it up, and you know, I've had some rather unfortunate results by nicking myself during that process because it's just at too high or too aggressive a setting for me. So as long as I stay mild, you know, neutral to mild, I'm okay. And just another word about the Mercure Futur. This is a terrific adjustable razor. I'll link it below. It's great. Now, a lot of wet shavers think that this shaving head is a little too large and cumbersome and is not as maneuverable. I can understand that when you compare it with, say, the Vikings Blade Ragnar adjustable razor right here. You can see this difference in the size of the razor heads there. And of course, you know, the profile, you can see that. This is very maneuverable, especially when you want to get up underneath the nostrils and get those little bits of hair that have grown there. This does a wonderful job. This does a nice job too. I find it to be somewhat maneuverable, but yes, you have to adapt to the shape of this head, and it is a little more effort to get into those areas there. But for the most part, it is an absolutely wonderful adjustable razor. And if you're into collecting razors and using different kinds of razors, boy, this is a great one to have in your collection. Comes with different platings too. Comes in this chrome finish, a matte finish, and I believe a gold plated finish. And the prices vary depending on the kind of finish you get. But yeah, definitely check out a double-edged razor for a head shave. I don't know what your skin or beard type is like, but you might want to start milder rather than more aggressive. See what happens. And absolutely do the proper prep. That is absolutely key. You have to do the proper prep in order to get a good shave, get that good protection and great glide and that sort of thing. And let us know how it turns out. But yeah, I get BBS results. Of course, the saying applies. Don't try to find the BBS. The BBS will find you. That's very true. Don't try, you know, to go for a BBS. Just go for a good head shave or a good face shave, and you'll be surprised that all of a sudden you'll turn around and go, wow, it turned out to be BBS. So that's kind of my approach to it. I never try to get a BBS. I just try to get a good, comfortable, close, smooth shave. All right, thanks very much for that, Dave. I hope that helped. Okay, this next question comes from Mike Nikolovsky. How do you feel about electric razors? Great question, as long as we're talking about doing a head shave with a safety razor, give you my experience with electric razors, because I did come from the world of electric razors, and I use an electric razor both for a head shave and a face shave. Although it wasn't a complete head shave, it was mostly on top here, but in the back of the neck. But I have used electric razors for years, and I found them to always be rather frustrating, because you know with like this Panasonic here, all right, and you can see I'm just about on 0 here. You can see it's just right. Blinking there, 0, which means you always have to have this charger at the ready. And like that could just probably, yeah, you get probably a 5-minute shave from this right now, even though it's reading 0. But you have to charge them. Then there's always the idea of these blades here. They're going to get dull after 3 months, 6 months. Then you got to buy new replacement blades, and sometimes you can't always find them. Or sometimes they're overly expensive, or maybe there's a $10 or $20 difference between the actual replacement blades and the actual shaver, which means in those instances I just decided, well, I'll just spend the extra $10 and get a brand new razor. So I was kind of on that merry-go-round. I also have this this Braun electric razor as well, and again, this one needs to be charged. So I'm on the red light, means I'm at the end here also. So charging has always been rather frustrating. If you want to travel with them, you have to make sure that they're charged up, or you have to take the charger with you. That's a little extra space in your DOP kit, that sort of thing. Yeah, I had done that for years, and I finally got to the point where I was faced with, do I buy replacement blades or do I buy another electric razor? And over the years, the prices have steadily risen. Regardless of the brand, they've always gotten more and more expensive every time I went back to a store to buy one. And I just decided I had had enough, which is why I came back to traditional wet shave and have never looked back. Now, the upside of these, which is why I still have them, for me has been in the department of doing a head shave. If I get a terrible wound up here, if I bump my head or have some kind of a mishap where I have a really nice good bruise up there and I can't use a blade, well, then I break out the electric razor, because let's face it, it does a nice job of gently working around those areas and still giving you a decent shave. That's why I keep one of these in reserve, just for those purposes. And I would say that yes, there are times when, if you're really in a hurry, it's not a bad option. However, I noticed that over the years of using these electric razors, and because it was a dry process, I know this one is a wet dry razor. You can see that right there. Even though it's a wet dry razor, I never really used it wet. I always used it dry. And when I came back to traditional wet shave, it really took a month or two, month and a half, 2 months, something like that, for my skin to rebalance. And I discovered that the more I did the wet shave, and I used these really nice top shelf products and shaving soaps and aftershaves and alum block, etc., I think it really restored some nutrition to my skin. It's my opinion, but this is my own observation, which is why I won't go back to an electric razor, because it's dry and it's almost like my skin was brittle. Whereas now I feel that it has a little more life in it. It has those moisturizers. It has all those great ingredients from these terrific shaving soaps that are out there. Just get good shaving soaps. Get good soaps with good stuff in it, and that good stuff will get into your skin. That's kind of my view of it. But yes, I think in a pinch, they're okay. Certainly, if I've wounded myself on my head and I need to shave my head, yes, perfect choice when I can't use a cartridge or a double-edged razor. Absolutely. But beyond that, I'm back to the traditional wet shave. I love doing it, and these are not bad. I won't I won't talk them down, but you know what? My advice to any young man out there is if you're going to do a shave, do the traditional wet shave. Give that a try. You know, no batteries needed. That's the great thing. And that really is the challenge of these, is keeping them charged. Even though some of these will charge for a week, if you're going on vacation, you're still going to have to take that charger, because depending on how old the razor is, it may not hold that charge for the 7 days. When it was brand new, it did, but then that battery depletes over time. So there are a lot of challenges with it. And I especially became disappointed when the blades really started to get dull, because then the quality of the shaves really diminished. Whereas with the traditional wet shave, you know what? You could pop in a new blade whenever you want to and have a fresh shave whenever you want to, and it's much more affordable. Unless you fall down that rabbit hole of buying a lot of blades and a lot of razors. But yeah, this is a great way to shave, and this has its place. So yeah, I'm not entirely against it, but yeah, it's come in quite handy when I've banged my head. And I think I did last summer, 2 summers ago. Boy, we went through a low door frame, and boy, I really tagged myself there, and I had to use an electric razor for a number of weeks until that healed up. So yeah, that's kind of long and short of it there. All right, I hope that answers your question, Mike. Thanks very much for submitting it. I really do appreciate it. Jerome Droidica writes, yes, a new soap review. This is one of my new soap reviews. I like it. Which soap has the best graphic art design in your opinion? I personally really like the art on the Abate La Mantia soap. The Don Jose is my favorite. Yeah, you know, there are a lot of shave soaps out there that I gravitated to strictly because of the art. The art looked great. One of the first ones, well, Sterling has some nice artwork. The one that I bought right off the bat was Barbershop. I absolutely loved this illustration. I think it captured everything about a barbershop, and it told me what was inside here. And yes, this is a beautiful scent. Absolutely beautiful. It's got a warm, inviting scent, really classic barbershop kind of scent. And on a chilly morning like this morning, this is absolutely perfect. So yeah, I like this kind of art on some of the shave soaps. Also, they have Mountain Man. I bought this solely on this illustration here. I thought that was great. A guy with his Bowie knife giving himself a shave on a rock in the wilderness like that. Maybe the Colorado Rockies, something like that. Loved, loved, loved this. I don't know who's doing the artwork, but outstanding illustrator. And again, this drawing really captured the scent of what's inside. Really, really enjoyed it. Now, I would say the soap maker for me right now that does some of the best art out there is Phoenix Shaving. They do some great, great artwork. And this is my absolute favorite right here, Future Fiction. Because being a cartoonist and growing up with comic books and all those great animated movies, I mean, I just love this. This has got a Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon kind of a feel to it. Absolutely love this artwork. And again, it's another instance where it really, you know, the scent really lived up to the artwork. Oh, is that beautiful? That's a beautiful fresh scent. Love it. Absolutely love it. But it also reminds me of those classic animated cartoons that the Fleischer brothers did, Max and Dave Fleischer, the Superman short animated cartoons from the 1940s. If you haven't seen those, check them out. Just Google Max and Dave Fleischer on YouTube. Max and Dave Fleischer, Superman, and check those out. Those are animation masterpieces. They're only maybe 7 or 8 minutes long. I only think they did maybe 15 or 16 of them, something like that. But they really were they did some groundbreaking animation in those films, and really captured that early Superman comic book look on film. And so this is very, very reminiscent of that, which is why I love the art, because I like that style of animation. And also, if you're interested, Max and Dave Fleischer did a full-length animated feature film called Gulliver's Travels back in 1939. That was really a good movie too. Very different from what Disney was putting out, but somewhat in the same kind of competitive style with the music and the feel and that sort of thing. It was quite good. And the opening scene where Gulliver is coming out of the ocean after being shipwrecked, that is an amazing piece of animation. So you might want to look at that. I mean, from that moment, it really captured me. So yeah, enjoyed that movie a lot. Again, here's another example of great, great artwork. Astro Traveler, that's fantastic. I love this. Looks like that's Douglas there with one of his friends running away from the airship on the Atmotic label, soap label. It's coming down crashing. That's just terrific. And again, again, just a wonderful, wonderful scent. And of course, their newest shave soap, which is phenomenal. You have to get this. Diver Down. Love this. This artwork here is very reminiscent of the films from the 50s and 60s, those adventure films, you know, deep sea divers and large squids. And this reminds me of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Disney. This is what this reminds me of here. This has got that kind of vibe to it because this is the kind of thing that you see in that movie. That just reminds me of that movie, which is why I'm very drawn to this artwork. And again, this is a wonderful scent. This is an homage to the classic Seaforth spiced aftershave scent, and it is absolutely wonderful. You have got to try this. I got it in Formula CK6, and Doug and Fran very, very kindly sent this for me to review, and it absolutely blew me away as how good it is. And it also comes with an aftershave splash. And as I mentioned before, this has got a real kick to it. I used this morning for my shave. Beautiful shave, BBS shave. And yeah, this has got a kick. So use it sparingly, but it's an absolutely glorious scent. So yeah, I absolutely do love a lot of the artwork that's on there. And that's what really attracts me to some of these shaving soap products. Some of them just have some nice fonts and overall designs. Those are great too. Sterling has a lot of that, and that Parasso has that classic Parasso logo. That's very appealing as well. But yeah, I like it's just another aspect of the wet shave that I really, really enjoy, and I find that it really draws me into the process, just having that great art there. So something else I look forward to. So yeah, thanks very much for the question, Jerome. I really do appreciate it. All right, hey, this is our breakout item coming up. Okay, this next question in our breakout item category comes from George Haven, and he wrote, "Good morning, Mark. I just recently became a subscriber to your channel and went back and viewed the past 30 videos. Wow, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I'm really enjoying the content. I just wanted to let you know that I've been using an app on my iPhone 8, and it really is fantastic. It allows me to enter all my soaps, creams, blades, brushes, razors, pre-shaves, aftershaves, and aftercare products. It will graph usage stats, rating stats, and favorite combo on all of the above. It's called Shaving Buddy, and I highly recommend it. The only thing that I would recommend is to choose your criteria on the rating system of 5 stars carefully. What I mean by that is just because you get a nice shave, don't automatically rate it a 5, in my humble opinion. Maybe save that 5-star rating for that once-in-a-lifetime BBS shave and make every other shave live up to that rating. Most of my shaves come in around a 3.5 to 4.5. Unfortunately, I have whiskers that eat up blades, and getting a BBS shave is almost unobtainable because of skin type and facial geometry. Anyway, keep up the great content, and I'll be watching. Thanks for all you do for the wet shaving community, George Haven." And yes, you may use my name. Thank you, George. I just did. Really appreciate it. I checked it out. Shaving Buddy is available for both iPhone and Android. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I'm looking at it. The reviews seem to be very, very good, and it shows a great deal of promise. This is something I might use and incorporate into my shave as well. We'll see. But I'll have a link below to their page, at least for Android. I'm not sure how I would link iPhone. But you know what? it'll be below, at least the description. You'll know the name. You'll be able to go to your appropriate smartphone store and check it out and decide whether or not you want to download it and use it. It looks really, really kind of neat. It really does. So I want to see, I want to do a little more research with it, download it, try it, use it, do a little test run with it, that sort of thing, and see how it works out. But yeah, thanks very much for mentioning that, George. I really do appreciate it. I pass it on to the viewers because I think that may be of great interest to many of you out there who are doing the traditional wet shave. It just, makes some great sense. All right, thanks very much for that, George. I really do appreciate it. Okay, this next question comes from Rick Randalls. Rick Randalls, R-A-N-D-A-L-L-S. Rick Randalls. Sorry, Rick. I hope I didn't hope I didn't mess your name up there. Hi, Mark. First-time commenter, long-time watcher. Thanks very much, Rick. I appreciate that. Love your videos. Very informative. I've learned a lot. Thank you. My question is, have you ever used a product in your videos that you didn't like, care for, or just didn't work out for you? Perhaps you can use this in a Monday morning mailbag. Thanks again. Great videos. Stay safe. You know what, Rick? I've answered this before, but I don't mind answering it again because it's okay to revisit this subject. Usually my take is that if a product has already made it to the marketplace, whether it's from an artisan soap maker or a seller or a manufacturer of razors, whatever it is, razors, brushes, whatever it is, it's pretty much gone through a process of discovery, so to speak, from the manufacturer, the seller, and they want to bring the best possible product to the market and the wet shaving community. So chances are it's already a proven product, so to speak. It's already a very good product, a very well-made product. The only thing that comes into play is personal preference. For instance, a shave soap, whether or not the scent is agreeable to you. I've seen some reviews on the Sterling website where some wet shavers say, boy, this made great lather, got a great shave, but you know what? I'm not too crazy about the scent. I can understand that. Razors also are a euro mileage may vary kind of a thing, but for the most part, a razor for me is either going to be on the mild side, neutral side, or it might be just too aggressive for me to where I'm not going to be using it a lot. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad razor. There are a lot of wet shavers out there who will really appreciate and need and require a razor that is on the more aggressive side. So I realize that. So my short answer is no, I really haven't really come across anything that I've disliked. If initially, this is kind of my rule, if initially it doesn't impress me, I usually put it aside and then I go on to other things and then I come back to it in a week or two with a fresh perspective and look at it again, and usually 9 times out of 10 the experience has improved a great deal. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I'm coming from a fresh perspective, and maybe the first time around, I think maybe I have I'm anticipating a certain experience and it doesn't live up to that expectation, and when I come back to it again, my expectations are lower, and therefore the experience is better. Could be something like that. I don't know. But for the most part, no, I've never really come across anything that has been terribly, terribly disappointing. If there is something out there that has been faulty or defective or inadequate, well, then I just chalk that up to a lapse in quality control, and I'm not going to fault the manufacturer or the seller for that. I just contact them and say, hey, look, this came and it really wasn't very good, and they're very apologetic and they'll send out something to replace it. That hasn't happened too many times, really. But no, for the most part, I like everything that I try because I think that most of the items and most of the razors and brushes and blades, etc., that I try are proven. A lot of them come from viewers, and they say, hey, we love this, and I'll get it and try it, and yeah, they're right. It's I go with the consensus. It really is a great blade or a great razor or a great shave soap. That was the case with Sterling shave soaps. The viewers were telling me for the longest time, you've got to try Sterling shave soap. And when I finally ordered a puck, it was just wonderful. Same thing with the Phoenix shave soaps. Same thing with Parasso and Cella and Tabak and all the others. There's so much great stuff out there. It's why I say, if you're not doing the traditional wet shave, what are you waiting for? There is so much great stuff out there. You'll find something that fits your skin type, your beard type, your wallet, your budget. It really is a great time to be doing the traditional wet shave. But yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it. Not much out there has really disappointed me, because I think by the time it gets out to the market, it's proven itself. So that's kind of long and short of it. And then also, I'll also say this. I think I've said this in the past. There are a lot of little mom and pop operations that are just starting out, and they've put their whole life savings, their heart and their soul into bringing a soap, a razor, whatever it is, to market. And I'm rooting for them. I don't want them to fail. I want them to succeed. And so yeah, I try to look at the positive aspects of what they've submitted and what I'm reviewing. And again, 9 times out of 10, when they send it to me for review, or if I purchase it from them, however it works out, they've already proven it themselves that this is ready for the market. And sure enough, when you get it, it's ready. The only discerning qualities are if you like the scent, if you like the blade gap, whether it's aggressive or mild, if you like the kind of plating, if you like it to be a smooth handle or a knurled handle on the razor, those kinds of things. And those all fall into the category of personal preference, and your mileage may vary. I hope that answers your question. I know I kind of went around in circles, but yeah, not much has disappointed me at all. And I just love the process. I love the products, and I love the people. I really do. They're just following their dreams and putting what they believe in out there. And I think the community and the market is responding in a very positive way, and so am I. All right, thanks very much for that question, Rick. I really do appreciate it. Well, that's it. Hey, we're all set. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so to give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog, for my comic strip George, or the cartoons, or the videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. They've got some great shaving soap and pre-shave and brushes. Yeah, I had a great shave with Diver Down this morning. It was absolutely wonderful. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarksRadio. We will find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized, so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this. Hockey legend Wayne Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Looks like I need a warm-up. Make it a great week.